I don't think you should have to give up those rewards in the pursuit of simplicity. To me, simplicity lives at the intersection of the control that we've been talking about and the speed that we can get you there. Because I think we can agree that if you have speed without control or control without speed, things are not that simple.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Payments TV. My name is John Gaffney. I'm Chief Content Officer here, and we're going to talk about the simple fix for small business spending headaches. For a lot of small business owners, the business card strategy starts at whatever card is already in the wallet. Cap One research suggests that about 1 in 5 SMBs are still putting business purchases on personal cards. That can feel simple in the moment, but it creates headaches later. So some of those headaches: messy bookkeeping, guesswork on what the business really spent, and extra friction when it comes time to reconcile expenses. In this interview, we're going to focus on the practical ways a purpose-built business credit card can remove everyday pain points, make it easier to extend purchasing power to employees or contractors without losing control. And here to discuss this topic is Nat Hewitt, Senior Director of Product Strategy, Small Business Cards for Cap One. Nat, welcome.
Hey, John, great to be here.
We have a big agenda today, as I said to you earlier this morning, a great topic for our audience. So let's talk about a little bit about what SMBs expect in a business credit card, and why they would use one. So your research suggests about 1 in 5 SMBs still use personal cards for business. What does that tell you about how owners get started? What does it tell you about what would prompt them to a dedicated business setup?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think it tells me two things about how business owners get started. The first is, for many business owners, the line between having an idea and having a business is blurry at the start. And it's hard to know the exact moment that you're going from one side of that line to the other. And then once you have kind of gone all in on being a business owner and running your business as your kind of your full-time passion, it's a huge investment of both personal resources and time. And when you're operating at full speed, I can entirely understand the desire to reach for what's already in your wallet and just pull out that personal credit card that you're familiar with. Ultimately, it's likely going to be the first piece of friction that steers a customer to seek out a true business grade solution for their now business. For some, the first real bottleneck will be needing access to more credit to run their day to day. And for others, they're just looking for a clearer line of separation between their personal finances and their business finances. When you're going all in on your business, your personal life and your business life will become commingled enough, and your finances are not a place where that needs to be true.
Agreed. So let me ask you this, Nat. What's the first benefit SMB owners tend to notice when they do switch to a business-only card?
Yeah, I think that will rely a lot on what the friction point was that sent them to a business product in the first place. For those
Okay.
who are looking for access to more credit, the credit itself is going to be one of those one of those first primary benefits. And what they'll find is they're able to kind of manage their monthly expenses more consistently, and they'll be able to kind of smooth out the operations of their business in a way that might have, driven them into card declines or just confusion when they were trying to achieve that on their personal product.
Yeah.
Well, it's not one of the first things that entrepreneurs notice when they go to close their books and realize that all of their business expenses are in one place. That is hugely helpful. It takes away a Sunday night every quarter of going through your credit card statements, and really makes your life a heck of a lot easier.
So I would also think that a clean line between business and personal business, if I could say it that way, would cause a lot less stress and produce more clarity. But in practical terms, Nat, how does a business card make it easier to find that separation and work it?
Yeah, another good question. I think for a lot of business owners, the separation itself is half the battle. For instance, having a dedicated business card means that you're not sorting through a credit card statement, trying to separate your Amazon grocery bill from your Amazon Web Services invoice. It may sound obvious, and I can totally understand that perspective, but it creates a lot of work when you don't have that separation in place. The second benefit is the capabilities that come with the card itself. So personal cards are built with consumer grade simplicity in mind. Make it easy to spend, easy to pay, and easy to earn and redeem rewards. They're amazing products for what they're built for, but businesses naturally have more complex needs. Those with employees may want to put employee cards in their hands. Many businesses are actually running a full, accounts payable stack, accounts payable flow that cuts across card payments, check payments, and ACH payments. And then when tax season rolls around, having a business card that can sync with your accounting software can be a game changer and a real time saver.
Any tips for an SMB owner that wants to make the switch right now? Where do they start?
CapitalOne.com.
Of course.
We've got a great set of business cards at Capital One, but for a business owner that's kind of getting started with business cards for the first time, I'd have three pretty tactical suggestions. The first is to pick the card that they want to use to run their business really intentionally. So we've talked a lot about simplicity. For a business owner that's focused on simplicity, something that is a flat earn structure and cash back will probably make a lot of sense for them. It's just one less thing to think about and to add to your plate around, optimizing across 7 different categories of different rewards rates. The second benefit, or the second thing that I would say to take advantage of, is to set up virtual cards. So it takes a little bit more upfront work, but ultimately, if you take your largest merchants, your recurring merchants, and your new merchants, and you set up dedicated virtual cards for those transactions, you're kind of protected on both sides of the equation. If that new merchant has a data breach and exposes your card number, the rest of your program, is fine sitting on the other side, and isn't exposed. And then if the reverse is true and you lose your physical card, or your physical card gets compromised, that recurring spend that you're relying on kind of continues to go through seamlessly. And then the last piece of advice that I'd have is to not give up the personal card that you love. One of the things that can create confusion is if you go and you get this new great business grade product, and now you're just putting your personal expenses onto that business product. And instead of sorting through line by line your personal credit card statement, now you're just doing that on your business card statement instead.
Interesting. I would also think, Nat, that you get a lot of visibility into your cash flow, no?
Yeah, no, it's a great way to be able to, see all of your outflows in one place.
Okay. What are some other, when you get that visibility, what would you say are some of the spending patterns? What would you say some of the insights that tend to surprise owners in your experience?
The expenses that fall through the cracks.
Yeah,
Honestly, like the most surprising thing that our customers find, it's not the 5 or 6 figure invoice. There's some of that, I'm sure, but there are a lot of death by 1,000 cuts types of transactions that are being either paid twice or not getting paid at all. And let me give you an example, right? Like if you're a
sure.
growing business, maybe you've been sampling Zoom and you decide to move to Microsoft Teams, or vice versa. That 20 to 50 to $500 monthly fee, like unless you're really intentional about going in and canceling, you can lose it, and you can end up paying for both of those subscriptions for an extended period of time. Um, Another thing that we often run into is business owners, as they begin to delegate some of their spend to authorized users or account managers, they find that invoices are either getting paid twice or not at all. And none of this is for lack of intention or attention on the part of the business owner. It just happens that in some cases both the owner and the head of finance are paying the SaaS fee, or they both assumed that the other was going to, and as a result, a vendor is going unpaid. And this is where having all of those transactions in one place makes your life a lot easier. It helps prevent those types of issues, but it really makes it a heck of a lot easier to get to the bottom of them when they do pop up.
But that would have to be done with the right guardrails, right? I mean, confidence comes from control, and I would think that's important here, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's funny. I remember when I gave my husband an authorized user card for the very first time, and
Hmm.
our finances are mostly commingled, but even that was a little bit stressful and a little bit scary of a personal experience. And for a business, delegation at any level, especially the first time you're doing it, is going to be a little bit nerve wracking. And that's where, to your point, having really great customized spend controls can come in very handy. So for our card holders, we have a few things. You can set spend limits for each individual employee. So your head of sales, who has to pay for trade shows, can have access to more credit than your sales associate who's just out in the field paying for individual trips. Um, you as the account owner can also set up specific alerts so that when, for that sales associate, if you have $100 per diem, maybe you want to know every time that associate spends more than $100 in one swipe. And that's a specific tailored alert that you can set up. And all of this is built to just give the business owner confidence, whether they're delegating for the first time or the 50th time.
What are some of the other, you just described this as a very owner friendly product, but a lot of business owners are kind of fixing the car while they're driving it, right? So
Yeah.
what are some of the other controls that we could talk about?
Um, so if we talk about owner friendly controls, I think probably the single most impactful tool for that owner is going to be the ability to set up an account manager so that they aren't the person who has to go in and manage the day to day across all of the employees or frankly across other issues that can pop up on the card product itself. So unlike an authorized user who you are setting a spend limit, you're setting all these notifications on, you're really managing that spend. The account manager is your co-pilot as the business owner. They're the person who, they can manage all of those employee controls. They can monitor your employees and they can pay across all of the cards on your account. They also have access to all of the individual statements so that you're able to go and pull them down and let them be the point person at tax time. And they can also be your delegate in the accounts payable platform so that you as the owner can really be hands off in this entire process and delegate it to your right hand.
Now, last question for you. We've been discussing what is clearly an advanced, like state of the art card experience. And my question for you is, what do we want to say about rewards in this context? And how can we chase simplicity at the same time that we're addressing a complex problem?
Yeah, it's a great question, and I'll take it kind of in two parts. First, I think the rewards are still incredibly meaningful to our small business owners. It's still one of the primary reasons that our customers choose us. And ultimately, we have many great rewards products available, including Spark Cash Plus with 2% cash back and VentureX Business with double miles. Um, I don't think you should have to give up those rewards in the pursuit of simplicity. To me, simplicity lives at the intersection of the control that we've been talking about and the speed that we can get you there. Because I think we can agree that if you have speed without control or control without speed, things are not that simple. And our job at Capital One is to build toward that intersection where you have intuitive, easy to use workflows and controls for however your business wants to spend, whether that's through employee cards, virtual cards, or an accounts payable platform, with the right degree of customization for each business in a seamless and easy to use interface. Take away the friction that comes with getting that business to grow.
All right, that's going to do it for this episode of Payments TV. My guest has been Nat Hewitt. He is Senior Director, Product Strategy for Small Business Cards at Cap One. Nat, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, John. It's been great.